Clutch Trucker filmed before a live and fuzzy studio audience. That is Rusty, the world-famous Meatball Dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker channel. Alright, well, I'm sitting here stuck at Casey's in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. At least I found a spot. This Casey's is normally just packed and overflowing. But looked out tonight, and why am I here? Diamond V. Supposed to be picking up some animal nutrition stuff, going to Rupert, Idaho. Had an all-day window to get here, and I've been here now for almost an hour and a half. Arrive logistics. When you're good, you guys are good. When you're bad, you're lousy. I don't have the right pickup number, and they can't seem to get it. And yet, somebody else from Arrive called me after I've been here an hour and 15 minutes. Oh, we just want to make sure you got there. Yeah, I'm here. I called you guys an hour and a half ago. Trying to get the right pickup number, and you can't seem to find it. So like I say, Arrive when you're good, you're good. But when you're bad, holy crap. So now I'm not going to be able to pick up this load tonight. Thanks. Guess I got to go try to find someplace to park at midnight in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Yeah, by the way, from whence last we spoke, and I was down in Austin, Indiana, after driving all night, desperately trying to make that run work that I picked up in Shelby, North Carolina, going all the way to Faribault, Minnesota, for a 3 a.m. delivery on Thursday morning. Well, I did some log magic, I made things work so I could show a split, so I could drive all the way up to Austin, Indiana, and then try to drive a full day the next, later that afternoon, to make it for the 3 a.m. I woke up later and I realized I'm not going to make it. This isn't going to happen. And I know it was going to an Aldi distribution center for Aldi grocery stores. I hope their grocery stores are better than their distribution centers, because their distribution centers blow. Anyway. So I knew that wasn't going to happen, so I went ahead and got some more sleep, because at that point I'd been up for well over 24 hours. I think it was banging on like 29 hours, something like that. I always say 29 hours because was it gung-ho when Michael Keaton's character, he's on the phone trying to get a new job, and he's talking to everybody. He says, hey, look, I could jump in a car and I could be down there in like 29 hours. Anyway, it was probably about 27. So I needed some more sleep anyway, and I figured, okay, well, and Aldi only has receiving hours from like midnight to 5 a.m. So I knew if I was late, it wasn't going to help. So I knew, okay, let's just have it rescheduled. It was paper towels. It's not the end of the world. So I went ahead and got some extra sleep and left the next morning, Thursday morning. I called the broker at like 5 a.m. and said, look, you need to get this rescheduled. I wasn't going to be able to make that. Part of the problem is they took too long to get me loaded. When we took that load, they said, oh, it's going to be available immediately. They'll load you right away. Well, they didn't. They took 4 hours. And then all the rain that delayed me, it was already super tight, and that just made it worse. Anyway, so, I've always said things can always be rescheduled. You don't have to kill yourself. So then I started just driving up there the next day. And, of course, it was getting towards the end of the day. I'm almost up to Minnesota. And finally I hear back from the broker after I'd been calling back and forth all day. Ray at Turquoise had been calling all day, and they finally gave us a new appointment for midnight. Great. I get parked in Owatonna, Minnesota at the Quick Trip. I only had about, 5 hours I needed to be there. I tried to sleep. It didn't happen. Went over and checked in at the Aldi. They put me in a door right away. Still took them about 3 hours to unload. Okay. By the time I got unloaded and all that, and then parked back over at a truck stop in Faribault, it's now 5 a.m. Friday morning. And again, I had now been up for well over 24 hours again. And my next load was picking up, it was an Arrive logistics load. And normally they're pretty good. When they're, like I've said about Arc Best before, when Arrive is good, they're good. When they're bad, they're bad. And a lot of the problem is they don't communicate in between each other, and that's Arc Best's problem. I'll talk to one person, and then somebody calls me 15 minutes later, oh, we're just checking to see. I just talked to somebody there. Communicate, people. Hello. Anyway, so this is Friday the 3rd, and I knew it was an all-day window to pick up. So, like I say, I'd been up for, again, over 24 hours. I knew I had plenty of time. I'm now about 3.5 hours away from the pickup. So I'm going back to bed. I'm going to sleep so I can get some decent sleep and then drive down there, pick up, and then drive towards Cheyenne. This one is going to Rupert, Idaho. So this is going to get me through the house over the weekend, we hope. Anyway, so they kept calling me all day. And it was about 5-6 phone calls. And I kept ignoring them. So I'm trying to get some sleep here. And this, is what just drives me nuts. And this is where trucking really sucks. You would think, being brokers for the trucking industry, they would know that a lot of times we're working flipped schedules, where I had to flip my schedule over twice now this week, and I had to do an overnight delivery. Now I got to sleep in the daytime. Stop bugging me! And yet they keep calling. Now, Ray did call a couple of times, and I'll give him a break on that. I got to put a different... Now that Ray's my dispatcher, I got to give him a different ringtone, because I ignored his first couple of calls. He was trying to find another load to get me down to Cedar Rapids just to put some little extra money in there, which I can't blame him for. Thank you, Ray, for doing that. But of course, that one fell through. So I was like, once that fell through, I'm like, fine. Then I'm going to get some more rest. I know I've got until midnight to pick this thing up, but I've called 2 more times. I kind of lost it on the last 2 people who called. Mary from Arrive, she's normally very nice to talk to, and I answered the phone. I'm like, you guys are relentless. I'm kind of done with you. I have until midnight to pick this up, and it was like 3 p.m. I'm like, I'm trying to get just like another hour or 2 of sleep before I head down there, and you guys keep bugging me. So she said, well, when do you think you'll be there? And I was like, I don't know. Give me another hour or 2, maybe, and then it's 3.5 hour drive. Then somebody else calls. I was awake at this point. I was just taking Rusty out. And they said, oh, well, we thought you'd be there by 6. And I'm like, I had told the last person I was just trying to get a little more sleep, and you guys keep bugging me. I said, you know what, give me your home number. Give me your cell phone number. And he said, well, why do you want my cell phone number? I said, so that tonight when you're asleep, I can call you about 5 or 6 times and wake you up, just like you guys are doing to me. That's not okay. Makes me violent. So anyway, finally get down here and try to check in, and of course I've got the wrong pickup number. I look again at my email all through the rate con means rate confirmation, to try to find the right pickup number. No, there's nothing else on there. And of course the shipper, they're, well, we have to have that pickup number. I'm like, look, I'm going to Rupert, Idaho. There can't be that many trucks picking up today going to Rupert, Idaho. Can't you look it up another way? No, we can't. I always hate it when shippers do that. They can do it another way. They can look it up. But they want to be assholes. We have to have the right pickup number. It starts with an 8 and is 5 digits long. Well, I don't have anything that starts with an 8 and is 5 digits long. I'll give you something that's 5 digits. Anyway. So I called, Arrive back, and I said, look, I don't have the right pickup number. This is maybe 10:30 tonight, last night, because of course now it's the 4th Saturday. This is the 3rd, and we're gonna get right on that. We'll get right back to you. I wait and wait and wait. After an hour of waiting, and then somebody else from Arrive calls me. Well, we just want to make sure you got down there and got that picked up. I said, you know what? I'm trying to, and I talked to somebody else there at Arrive over an hour ago, hour and a half ago at this point, trying to get the right pickup number. Do you have the right pickup number? Oh, well, no, we don't. The sun, the moon, the stars. Really? So I said, look, you guys hassled me all day when I'm trying to sleep in my break. I'm here, I'm trying to pick up, and so you're real good at hassling me, but you're not really good at finding the right pickup number. Now, are you? And he said, well, if you don't hear from me back in the next 10 minutes, then go ahead and go park somewhere, because it's obviously not going to happen until tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, you think? So, long story long, here I am at the Casey's in Cedar Rapids, Iowa now, just waiting. Hopefully they'll come up with it tomorrow. Well, now I got to do a complete 10. So it's going to be at least, I finally got over here about 12:30, 12:45 a.m. It's going to be at least, that time before I can leave tomorrow. I was hoping to have a little more time at home, hoping to get a shower again tonight. I hope to pick up and get on the road and get a shower on the way, and no. No, no, Clutch Trucker, you make your plans, but no, you rely on other people. Therefore, they must not be happening. Why do I sound like I'm from like one of those old 1950s movie reels? You know, everyone was down at the beach and they were having a grand time, and then came the thunder, ha ha ha. I don't know. I'm getting punchy. Yep, so here's another example of when trucking sucks. At least when I did get that appointment rescheduled for the Aldi, they did get me in and out within, 4.5 hours, which for an Aldi is amazing. Drivers, if you ever get a load going to the Aldi distribution center in Olathe, Kansas, oh my God, run away. In the Kansas City area, each time I've been there, I think I've been there a minimum of 9.5 hours. And then they tell you, well, you got to leave. Really? You're going to waste 9.5 hours of my time and you're going to get on my ass to leave now? I'm just trying to finish some paperwork? Please. No, no. All right, and now, for those of you who stayed through my ranting, I got a quick little Ass-Wagon video to show you. Look at this guy. This was when I was on, it was a while ago, when I was on I-271 in Cleveland in the express lanes, about the only city that lets trucks in express lanes, by the way. I could go off on that. And it decides at the last second to take the exit and whips across. Check this out. A little bit of a moron, what do you think? And now the famous Clutch Trucker zoom and slow-mo. All right, watch carefully. There he is in the left lane, that white car. And watch, first of all, he keeps snaking right up the butt of the guy in front of him. He's getting really, really close. And then finally, just about now, he realizes, I think maybe I need to take that exit that I'm already in. There go the brake lights. Goes whipping to the right. Shooting on over there. And look, he's about to hit that brush in the median and stuff, and just sneaks on by. And finally, just want to say, I've been doing this for 11 years now. And, if I'm going to keep doing this until I retire, which is the way it looks, I want to make my life a little bit more comfortable than living in this tiny little box. So I have come up with a whole plan to remodel my 2016 Freightliner Coronado and make it more livable. I'm going to push out through that back wall, through the upper part. I'm going to put in a bigger bed. I'm going to put in a toilet. What a shock. A sink. Extra storage. Move things around. I tell you, I got a whole plan. So sometime, hopefully soon, I'm going to start putting this together, and so you can, and I'll document it all on the video on how I'm going to remodel this whole Freightliner Coronado and make the sleeper bigger. I'm going to get a full-size bed up there, and it's going to be kind of a double-decker living situation. It's going to be interesting, so stay tuned for all that. All right, well, thanks for tuning in for that. I know I was ranting a little bit, but sometimes you just gotta, and I'm sure somebody's gonna put in the comments, you're crying like a little girl. Well, you don't have to watch. All right? That's what it comes down to, right, Rusty? Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe, please comment, and like if you would like to, only if you'd like to. I get to your comments. Sometimes it takes a day or two or three, or sometimes more, because I'm a working truck driver. Don't forget about Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter, and as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. Oh, your helmet is so big. Druish princesses are often attracted to money and power, and I have both. All right, he sees it, he's eyeing it, he's in position, and he gets it on the first try. All right, that is a begging strip from the big bag o' strips that Robert brought us up there in Michigan that time. Thank you, Robert, so much. Rusty is enjoying them, and that bag is so big that we still have plenty of them. Rusty, give us the happy dog look. Come on, give us the look. That was too quick. All right, Rusty, look up here. There you go. Happy dog.